is I remember learning the compensation plan and thinking having to do 500 in sales every single month was frightening. I was like, it felt like a lot. Like I was like, how am I going to find more customers? How am I going to do that every single month? Right? Some of you may have thought that, but this is truly what we try to teach you. And if you've thought that, please type in the chat, because we want you to know you're not alone. Like when you look at it, you promote to lead, right? That's when you get your first new consultant and you're showing them the ropes and you're showing them how to do everything. And you tell them, okay, to get paid commission and leadership bonuses, you have to hit that 500 every single month. That is to protect your business. That is to make sure that when you grow your team, you're just not sitting back, or your people aren't just sitting back, not doing anything. You know, it wouldn't be very motivational and inspirational if you're on my team and I recruited all these people and never sold a thing, right? Good, Stephanie, Ida, Deb, good. And you guys, it's true, right? So I remember thinking, oh my God, I did all this work. I got to lead. I got a new person. I don't even know how I'm training. And now I have to hit that every single month. You're thinking, how in the heck am I going to do that? That's why these training calls are so important. That's why engaging with your team is so important. I want you guys to remember one thing. This is a business. And so I don't even know how I can train on this so it doesn't come across icky, but and this is the God's honest truth. When I had my sponsor, and most sponsors that start recruiting are just trying to learn the ropes. They didn't even plan to start a business. They're learning all of the things that a business owner has to do. And sometimes as consultants, we just think that the person we joined under is supposed to know it all, right? They're supposed to know it all. They're supposed to do it all. They're supposed to reach out. They're supposed to send me gifts. They're supposed to call me. They're supposed to hand hold. They're supposed to do all the things. If they don't, how dare they get paid on my work? It's an arrows in mentality. I'm going to share that with you now. I'm hoping that if I can train you guys on this and really tell you where I was at the base, where exactly, like I literally never thought once, how dare my sponsor earn money on me? Never. And she didn't help me whatsoever. I knew, and I was told, and I dove in head first. I knew all the information was there. And to be honest with you, I remember thinking when I joined Scentsy, please don't be that sponsor that's going to ask me what my goals are every day and what I'm doing every day. And did I do this? And did I do that? And did you, like, I didn't want that. Some of you may welcome that. I didn't want that. So the fact that she wasn't reaching out to me, look, it was on me. If I wanted a sponsor that trained me and held my hand and came to my house and showed me the workstation, did all those things, I should have probably researched and shopped around a little bit more, right? But I saw it on Facebook and I clicked, what is this? And I didn't know what it was. And before it even got to my house, I clicked join. And I joined under her because I knew her. And that's what most of us do. We join under someone that it's comfortable. And I've talked about this last week. That's not always the right decision. So we can't get mad at the person that we join under if they're not doing everything that we expect, if we didn't shop around for the expectations in the first place. Does that make sense to everybody? You know, like you can't get mad at what you didn't know because you didn't know to ask what you didn't know, like if that makes sense. And that's what a lot of consultants do. They're quick to join. They join under the first person that they see. They don't do the research. They don't ask the questions because they don't know what they should be asking. And then they find out down the road that the sponsor wasn't necessarily, not bad, but not what they would have wished for. And so I'm here to tell you, like, it doesn't matter. All the information out there, you could join under someone, and all of us help each other. I help a ton of people that aren't on my team that ask questions because it's give more than you take, right? If they ask me a question, I answer them. Now, I've gotten specific questions where people are like, can you mentor me? You know, listen, we do a lot. We post all of our YouTube videos. They're there. You're not here live, and we're not going to do coaching calls because that's saved for my team. And I'm not going to mentor you on social media because that's saved for you guys. But look, we put almost everything on YouTube. All you got to do is dive in. Now, here's the important part where I feel bad, because you miss that community piece of it. And you miss that community piece of it more if you go in with a mentality, well, I can't believe she's getting paid on me. But you signed up under her. You signed up. You may not have known, but it's water under the bridge now. So now you can't change it. What are you going to do about it? Dive in, find your tribe, learn what you need to know. All you need to know is where to go and ask questions and follow other people, and all of the resources is out there. And then what happens along with, and look, this is a tough conversation to have. It is, because I know that there are mentors out there that get a bad rap, but they're doing the best they can, because maybe they joined and they didn't know what to expect. And then 5 people join under them, and all of a sudden they have a team, and all of a sudden they're expected to be a leader. And all of a sudden they're expected to do all these things, and they don't even know what they're doing. They don't. So they're learning and growing and learning all these things. And then they get someone on their team that is, you're a horrible leader. You only care about yourself. You don't do enough. You aren't this. You have an ego. Guys, that's what the We Shine Brighter United, if there was ever a meaning for you to remember, like that ego stuff, like all that stuff needs to go. It really does. Like I mean, Callie and I were just having, and you guys have been on the calls, we were just having this conversation where, you know, you'll have groups and you'll have training and you'll have your community of who you joined under, and, you know, your leaders will try to help you, but you don't interact, or you don't click like, or you don't offer to share, because you have the mentality, well, I'm not helping her because she gets paid on me and she doesn't live up to my expectations. Well, here's what I tell everybody. If your sponsor doesn't live up to your expectations, you create the expectations for the next person. You be better than what you think your sponsor was, but don't have an ego. Don't get mad. Don't run your business with hate that someone gets paid on your stuff when you're the one that signed up under the person. Like, there's not a reason in the world. And I hear it all the time. It blows my mind. We don't have this issue. Like, I hear of hateful stuff going on in direct sales companies. It kills me. Like, and it's not just it's not just consultants to mentors, it's mentors to consultants, it's saying horrible things. But I feel like it all stems back from is, my sponsor didn't do enough. My sponsor doesn't act the way I think she should act. My sponsor doesn't listen, not all personalities are going to mesh together. Love from a side, love from a distance, find your tribe, learn. It was funny. Football season started. As you guys know, I'm a big football fan, and I just want to pull this up because I thought it was a great one. And for some of you that are just starting to grow your team, I prep you with this stuff because every single consultant in every direct sales business is going to experience this. So I want to prep you. A thing that comes along with leadership and growing as your business is you have to develop a thick skin. And the best way to develop a thick skin is leading from the front. And what I mean by that is doing everything you can to hit that 500 or higher every single month, doing everything you can to figure out ways how to be a better coach, a better leader, getting uncomfortable, figuring out ways to have conversations so that you can recruit 1 to 2 people a month, and not only recruit them, help them promote and do coaching calls and do all the things. When you know you're doing all of those things, then you can stand proud and be like, look, I'm learning just like you. I may not be perfect. I may not fill your bucket. I may not be your cup of tea, but I'm learning just like you. It doesn't make me a bad person because we don't match perfectly, because the last thing any sponsor wants is turmoil or ickiness or these bad feelings, especially when they know they're trying and they're learning and they're going to make mistakes. But I want you to remember something as a consultant. If you don't have anyone on your team yet, you're coming up. This is going to happen. So I want you to remember these conversations where someone just joins under you because you're the first person they see and you're the first person they know. And then maybe you don't fill, it's not that you're doing things bad, but maybe you don't fill their bucket quite to the level that they want their bucket filled, right? It's going to happen. You're going to have that person where you feel like no matter what you do, they don't like you. They're not impressed by you. They're mad they joined under you, all of the things. And you have to love them anyway. Jen Audette said that. I mean, Jen Audette's gone through it, but I read this thing, and I say that to consultants, to their sponsors, about their sponsors. Love them anyway. They might not be perfect, except that they might not be for you, but please don't have the mentality, well, they shouldn't get paid on me. I do more than them, or I do this way. Look, there's 101 bazillion ways to run your business. You don't have to do it like your sponsor, but please don't poo-poo on them because they're not like you, or they do things different than you, or they run with a different crowd than you, or they just aren't you. That's the joy of being We Shine Brighter United, is that we can all be different. and we can be better together. You're all going to have different ways of doing something, but I'm here to tell you, and there's been some on my team, you guys, that we've gone months without talking and we've come back and realized, look, this is kind of stupid. It's silly. Like there's no right or wrong. Maybe we don't need to be best friends every day, but we need to lean on each other and be there together. We're better united. But I hate when I hear like, she makes money on me, she should do this and this and this. And now I'm not talking about the sponsors that do nothing, like have no contact, don't try, they don't go live, they don't do meetings, they don't touch base with you. That's a little bit different, because if you're going to recruit people, you basically, you agree to be a resource for that person. You agree to coach them and coax them and give them resources. This is not about the people that do nothing. And I'm sorry for that. And there's always going to be those people. But again, you as the consultant have a plethora of resources at your hand. They do not determine your success, you do. And I really feel that people say, well, I could have done better if I would have had that sponsor. No, because all of these great sponsors put all of their training on YouTube. There's thousands of training from Jennifer Anderson, Jen Audette. Let me rip them off. Rachel Pence, Chloe Cox, Chastity Robinson, tons of people that have earned annual mentor, annual sales. There's not a reason in the world where any of you should fail except for your own excuses, because everything's out there. You click on YouTube, you could even go to anyone in our group and say, tell me your top 10 YouTubers. And tons of people will come up, and you can enter anything on their account: host coaching, Facebook parties, Scentsy Club, whiff boxes. You can enter anything on their account and everything will be there for you. So having a bad sponsor, or having a sponsor that you don't get along with, or doesn't do things like you, or doesn't act like you, or I want you to open up your world to the fact that someone's going to come along, and you might have a small team right now, and you might have this perfect little bubble. And you through the road is going to get that one person that you're like, I can't do anything to make this person happy. And I'll tell you right now, in all honesty, it sucks. It really sucks, because you feel less than, and you're trying to grow, and you're trying to do what you can so that you're a community and you're united. But only you guys decide that. Only you decide if you want to grow from it, do things different, learn from people, or just have a better attitude about the whole thing. Because ultimately, like, you can't change who you signed up under. You can just be better, do better, give more than you take, be a really good person instead of being mad or overanalyze. I see a lot of conversations via text getting overanalyzed, feelings get hurt, all these crazy things. Like, everyone just needs to relax when it comes to how this all works, because you can get so much more done together, so much more done powerfully. But let's go back to the days where me seeing that 500 for the first time. I hope that's ice. I hope it's ice. When something goes down your throat and it's bigger than what you think it is, it's not good. So I remember thinking 500, like, I just hit lead. I just got my first new consultant. That is a lot. These people just ordered. How am I going to get new people? Well, I'm here to tell you, there's so much training on customer follow-up. How you get new people, you guys, is great follow-up, asking for referrals, letting that expand, getting more confident, asking people to have Facebook parties. And guess, when you have Facebook party, you have 6 to 15 people or 6 to 20 people that hosts. You have so many people that they invite. So that's 6 to 15 or 5 to 15 new people that you bring into your circle that will order from you, that you'll friend on Facebook and build a connection and have it be bigger than just thanks for your order. I told this to the girls today, the money, and when I say money, I use it loosely, like the money, the relationships are in the messages. Meaning, if you can find ways to private message these people and build on the conversation, that's where you build the relationships. That's where you get repeat customers. That's where getting 500 PRV you start seeing becomes easy. Now, we've talked about this a little bit. I highly recommend going on YouTube and pulling up any video about Scentsy Club. A great way to get repeat PRV is Scentsy Club, right? Getting people to put their favorites in there and unlock like the brick. And you guys having your own Scentsy Club where you're getting some of these things every single month. So you can show people like, look, when you're in Scentsy Club, you get the brick and you get this and you get that. That's a great way to get your PRV past 500, but I get it. So what goes along with that is finding ways to maximize your PRV so that it's not so scary, because I get it. The first 5, 6, 7, 10 customers, you're thinking, how am I going to get more than that? But how you get more than that is stepping out of that comfort zone and saying, hey, why don't you do a Scentsy social? You love Scentsy. Let's get on Facebook. I'll show you some decor. I'll show you some fragrances. Invite some of your friends. Super easy. You don't have to clean the house, and you can earn free and half price stuff. Posting in your VIP group, asking for referrals, putting on a little card. The greatest compliment, I'm so glad that you love your order. The greatest compliment you could ever give me is referring people so that I could help fragrance their home. Let me turn this off. Ask for referrals, ask for people to come along. Tell people, like, here's the one instance that I will tell you that I'll let people in my VIP group for a little bit is if a customer refers someone. So I keep a list and I have them tell me who referred you, and then I'll let them in for 30 days. That's plenty of time. If they don't order within 30 days, then I reach out again and say, hey, so-and-so referred you here. What'd you think of the VIP group? Is there anything that I can help you with? Let's get started. And go from there. And if they don't order, if they don't say anything, then I take them out. So that's the only time that I let people who haven't ordered or haven't hosted a party into my VIP group. So that's always something that you can do. But I know it's scary. I know when you're like trying to hit that shooting star and you get certified to your first 1,000, you hit certified, you're like, okay, the next level is to hit lead and get that first recruit. And you're like, how am I going to do this 500 every single month? But it is completely doable if you do the things like really focus on follow-up, have a great relationship with your customers by letting them know when their order's shipped, letting them know, thank you for your order, letting them know that they're happy mail, finding reasons to get in those private messages, finding reasons to get in those private text messages. And then when you do that, you can start talking about other things, which makes it feel more personal, which makes it feel more like a friendship. And then you start building a loyal customer base, and then you can have more fun with it by, doing happy mail, sending certain things to your Scentsy club. I'm doing a pumpkin themed Scentsy club little happy mail thing. And I put a coaster and some pumpkin spice hot cocoa. And I have a little card that says, hey, pumpkin in there. And that's going to be for all my Scentsy club people, because I want to incentivize them to keep that club rolling every month. Like today, I think it rolled out and there was $600 easy in PRV. That's every single month. I know Chloe just did a video and they have over 3,200 in Scentsy Club. So if you're not taking advantage of that, you guys, please don't shoot yourself in the foot by not wanting a subscription yourself so that you don't offer it to people. Like, put in a set of bars in there just to see how it works so that you can, because just because it's not for you doesn't mean it's not for everyone. Subscription boxes and auto ships are like, you guys know every company offers auto ship. Every company offers a discount off if you put things on auto ship, and people do it over and over and over again. My protein, my supplements, some of my brain boosters, all of my stuff is on auto ship. So just because you don't do it doesn't mean other people won't do it. And wouldn't it be great to log in and see 600, 700, 1,000 PRV in there and you haven't even had a party yet? That's pretty amazing, right? Renee said, I'm afraid if I start taking people out of my group, I won't have a group. But here's the thing. If they're not purchasing from you, there's no point of having them in there at all. Because if they haven't purchased from you now, they're not going to. So what you need to focus on is keeping the people in there that are repeat purchasers every single month, and making sure that you're spoiling them, sending them samples, maybe free shipping or whatever you want to do, coupons in the mail, little thank you card, just saying thank you and how much you appreciate them. It doesn't make sense to have any amount of people in there that do not buy from you, because guess what? They are not seeing your information. If they never interact in your group, you guys, they're not seeing your posts anyway. So I just had someone the other day after our call the other night on Thursday say she took out 100 people, and she's gotten 3 orders because the people that are in there are actually seeing her posts now. So it's quality, not quantity. You don't want 1,000 people in there, because the people that aren't buying are going to see the post instead of the people that are buying. So I don't care if it's, guys, I say this every time I earned a trip for Punta Cana for 2, me and my mom, with 30 people in my VIP group. You don't need hundreds of people. This isn't the leggings groups where you just add thousands and thousands and thousands of people and hope someone's going to buy. You want to roll out the red carpet to 10 people. You'd rather have Gary V's training. You'd rather have 10 people that are buying than 1,000 people that are not even seeing your stuff. I know it's counterintuitive. I know it's kind of hard concept, because you're thinking the more people in there, the more chance I have to sell. No, you want to interact with the people that are actually interested in what you're posting, not post and pray and hope someone sees your stuff. I had 302 people in my VIP group the other day. I think I removed 60 of them. Either they didn't message me back or they haven't purchased from me, they're out. And if they really want to get back in, they would message me and say something. So you want to coddle and take care of the people that are purchasing from you. You want to be able to have more time to talk to them so that it isn't weird when you check back and say, hey, how's your stash going? Hey, oh my God, you got this and this and this free. How are you liking it? If you've got 1,000 people in there, how are you ever going to touch base with those people? You'd rather have 30 or 40 really good conversations, and those people are loving you, and those people are going to stay with you and stick with you and host parties for you, than 1,000 people you can't even keep track and you don't even know who is who. And Don said it takes some time to build a really good, stable VIP group. It does. Like I started mine back up 2015, and it's just now to a point where I pretty much know everyone in there. I pretty much touch base with them. I make it a point to touch base with every single person in my VIP group every single month, whether it's a hi, hello, how's it going? Click on their page, go on. I mean, you don't have to tell yourself that you have to reach out and have a text message conversation with every single one, but every single person in my VIP group, I make sure that I comment on their Facebook page. I'm in a private message, a text, post a picture, shout out to them, something in the mail. Like I have a touch point with every single VIP every single month. You can't do that if you have 1,000 people. So my point is you'd rather make 200 or 50 people feel really, really special and roll out the red carpet rather than having 1,000 people that you're not even able to know who they all are. Don said, I wean out people all the time, but I have people being added a lot too from each party. And that's where you get more people. Every person has a reach of 250 people, you guys. So every new person you're adding from a party. And here's what I do too. I said this last week. Thank you so much for your order. I'm so excited that you've become part of my Scentsy VIP group. I'd love to send you some happy mail. Click on my VIP link so I can get you in there and stay connected. And I can send you all kinds of goodies and samples. Every single person clicks on the VIP link all the time. So I'm going to send them happy mail anyway, but that's my way of getting them in my VIP group. I friend them on Facebook. We have a conversation. I let them know when stuff ships or thank them for the order. I let them know when their happy mail goes out. That's why a lot of times I'm doing my mail and stuff to you guys at night, because I feel like during the day is prime time to be talking to all these people and having these conversations. And you always have to ask yourself, what is income producing? And income producing is having conversations with your customers and conversations with your teams. You know, creating stuff, mail, graphics, all that stuff is great. But Jen Audette will tell you all the time, she has the ugliest graphics and ugliest labels in all the world, but she's got the best customer base and recruits like a rock star. So you always have to ask yourself, what is income producing? Please don't be the person that says, if I had the better labels and if I had that sponsor and if I had that backdrop and if I had this and if I had that. You can do bare minimum basics. I've seen people join yesterday and be flying out of the gate with 2,000 PRV because they just start talking to people. And that's the scariest part for a lot of us, right? So we avoid it. We do everything we can to avoid the uncomfortable stuff. And we tell ourselves we're working our business by creating the pretty label and doing the pretty graphic and doing the pretty mailer. Conversations, guys, are what's going to grow your team. It's what's going to build your community. It's what's going to pull you out of your shell. And you can look right now, and this is to all the people that have a team. If your team isn't promoting, if you don't have a huge active front line, the first thing that I will always ask you is, are you having conversations with these people? And I don't mean just a text message conversation. You know, whether it's voice to voice or a Zoom, or you know, showing them in the reports how they can look at what's important. Are you talking to them? Because it's a direct correlation. If your active frontline is low and if you're not promoting people and you're always stuck at that little cusp where you're like, oh my God, I need to get this to get paid, and it's one active frontline, like that's when you need to keep recruiting, and that's when you need to keep having conversations. So I get it. And we share with you guys all the time how to grow beyond that 500. So in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about how to maximize your PRV, how to leverage the LTOs, how to build your customer base so that 500 is the bare minimum every single month, right? 200, I always say, is like a life we're not even doing cancellations right now, but that's a life circumstance. Like 200, if you're active in your business, is when like something detrimental happens and you just can't work your business like you normally would. 500 should be the bare minimum. 1,000 is a bad month. And eventually 2,000 will be the norm every single month, because you've coddled and taken care of that customer base, whether it's conversations. And listen, it doesn't have to cost a lot. You can literally get different cards every single month and pick 15 or 20 of your VIP and mail them a little card with a scratch and sniff sticker that says, I appreciate you. You know, that's 50 cents in the mail, you guys, and you don't have to do everyone, but pick the top 10 people that have placed an order, and then pick the top 10 you haven't really heard from. You just want to let them know that you appreciate them. That makes all the difference in the world. There's a bazillion ways that you can reach out and make people feel special and make people feel appreciated. And I promise you, if you do all the things that we tell you to do, and you take care of your customer base, and you aren't just a one-hit wonder. By that, it used to be me. I would literally get an order. I would, get an order form, enter the order, and they would never hear from me again, because my mentality was, if they need something, they'll come to me. You guys, we've seen this during quarantine, right? The reason people come back to us now, it's a little bit easier because people aren't working as much. They're home, so they're thinking about shopping and what they need. But when people are back going out every single day, picking the kids up from daycare, doing sports, doing this, doing that, they forget to order. They forget that they wanted stuff. I don't know how many times I've laid in bed, you guys, and thought, oh, I forgot to order that today. And then I get up the next day and don't do it again, and I forget again, so it's not a bad thing to reach out. You cannot be a one-hit wonder because if you don't give people an excuse to stick with you, it's very easy for people to see another Scentsy consultant and have that Scentsy consultant coddle them a little bit more. And they're like, okay, I'll order from you. But when you build that loyal base, when you build that base where you say, I appreciate you. Here's a scratch and sniff sticker, and I just wanted you to brighten your mailbox today. Guys, you can literally, I don't even know. Like, I'm just using these as an example. These are little hair ties that I think Jen sent me. You can find flat things. It can be, and I think there's these, and this is not, I'm just picking it up off my desk. These are Scentsy ones, but these are literally hair ties that you can put in your hair, but they sell them that say girl boss, rock star, whatever. You can fit one of these in a card and say, I'm just tying a knot. I don't know, something cute. I'm tying a knot with love, letting you know I'm thinking of you. Literally, this will be 50 cents. So just get creative. Look on Amazon, look for different things. You can send candy. You can send just a note card. I would love to get it. Callie and I were talking about this again today where, wow, I order a lot of stuff and it's rare that I get happy mail after I've ordered or a note saying, I appreciate you so much. And when you do, you're like, that's amazing. So our Scentsy customers must love us because we spoil them rotten. To pick the top 10 highest buyers of the month, and then 10 that you haven't heard from in a while. That may be an aha moment tonight. You're welcome, my dear. So just don't get stressed out, and please don't do what some people do. If I can't do it big, I don't do anything at all, because any action is better than no action. Consistency always wins. Too many times I was that person that was like, when I move, when I get a better backdrop, when I get a better lighting, when I get better this, if only my sponsor would have helped me. I wasn't that person because I was fine with it. I'm not one that needs a postcard in the mail. I'm not one that needs a shout out. I'm not one that needs any of that stuff, which has been detrimental because I thought that everyone was like that as well, which isn't the case. But again, to get caught up in what your sponsor gets paid on and get caught up on all that, that's not going to do anything for your business. You've got to move forward, plow forward, find the answers. Everything's out there that you could ever need. And if you get caught up in all that, your PRV will never grow because you're too caught up in the negative aspect of this. And that doesn't even matter. You signed up, you joined. Now where are you going to go with it? Because there's plenty of people that will help you that might not necessarily be the name in your workstation. There's plenty of people that will answer questions. You can type on every YouTube account, and if they're taking care of their YouTube account, people ask me questions on there all the time, and I go back and answer every single question. I answer every single DM. I answer every single message if someone asks me a question. So there isn't any reason in the world that you guys can't figure out how to do great follow-up and can't get a solid customer base. You just have to dive in and let go of all of that. She should have done this and she should do that. And I should get recognized more. And she recognizes her more than me and blah, 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 blah. I mean, if I would have thought that way, all I was counting down the minutes to is, I didn't even care because Angela and I wanted two totally different things. I knew what I could get out of this. I happened to join under her. She wasn't going to be the one to help me. I still love her to death. And so what did I do? I attached myself to Jen Audette and Callie and Becca. I attached myself to them and I never had one ill feeling against Angela. I picked her. She was my sponsor. It didn't even matter. And then 5 years into this, she quit and I rolled up to Jen. So she quit because it wasn't for her. It took too much time. She wouldn't have to put her 200 PRV in. And I love her to death. She's a great person. She said to me, I just never expected to get a Jilleysue. And I said, I never expected to be a Jilleysue. Like, I never expected for this to happen. So, and she'd say, I'm so sorry. I'm not what, and look, I didn't even know what I was joining under. So none of that matters. I didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't know what I want in training. I see what other people did, but I didn't let that stop me. And you guys can't either. There's so much more. And I tell this story, I sound like a broken record, but I literally went online and found every superstar director. I wrote their names down and I stalked them. I checked off if they had a YouTube page, I checked off if they had a blog, and I wrote down every single thing that they did. And I just found the answers. And to me, that made me much stronger and made me have the knowledge, and it gave me the confidence I needed to recruit people and teach people and learn. And I fell and got up and fell and made some bad choices and did. It's part of the growing process, you guys. But if you get stuck in my sponsor's this and she's not this and blah, 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 like if you get stuck in that, it just holds you back. It just holds you back. And there's no point in it. Like, what does it do? It doesn't do anything for you. If anything, you don't want your team to act like that. Like, if you're the person that's like, my sponsor didn't do this, how are you going to feel when some of your team members are saying that about you? So you need to be what you want them to be. You need to take the actions and the attitude that you want your team to have. Because if you're negative Nelly and you're talking and being that person, guess what? It's going to come around. It's going to come back, because our team and our customers mirror our actions and our attitudes. If you never learn anything from me, and you can test it over and over and over again, you kill them with kindness. And I don't mean, hypocritical kindness. I mean, really from the heart. And I wanted to read this to you guys because I thought it was, I'm sorry for those of you that don't like football and don't like Tom Brady, but and I hope it's still there. It's probably going to be gone now. And it's gone. It was a great quote of how no matter what people throw at you, no matter what they say about you, no matter how they feel about you, if you're not their cup of tea, find that undying place that's filled with love for them anyway. Because that's what's really going to make you stronger. It's going to make you be the better leader. It's going to make you be the bigger person. It's going to allow you to be that person that your customers and your team want to surround themselves with. And it really is what's going to catapult you to be an inspiration and magnetic for people that want to join your business or buy from you. People want to be around positive people. People want to be around people that they connect with. And if you happen to join under someone that doesn't exactly mesh with you, love them anyway. And love them anyway and just move on, because there's nothing in this Scentsy world that could, well, there probably is. I don't even know. It's not part of my bubble. But there's nothing there's more important things to worry about. Really run your business and don't worry about everybody else's. Do income producing activities, be happy, be positive, and that's going to grow your business. So with that, I want to do some mid-month shout outs. First of all, if you guys don't know, and then I'm going to let Dawn take over. If you guys don't know what Annual Mentor is May 1st to April 30th. And we're talking about 500 being a lot, right? Annual Mentor is when you sell $30,000 in our 30,000 PRV in our calendar year, which is May 1st to April 30th. You will get there. We have, I think, 10 people. I sent them an email today, or maybe 8, that are already at the halfway point, and they still have 7.5 months. So it's, I think, 7 of us, including myself, and we're all at 15,000 or higher in PRV. 7.5 months to do 15,000 more, and you earn Annual Mentor. So put that on your dream board, you guys. You watch these videos, learn how to follow up, learn how to step out of your comfort zone. And Annual Mentor is something that you could totally attain. Not mentor, annual sales. I'm so sorry. Annual Mentor is when you sponsor 14 people who become certified in the calendar year. We've had a few people that have earned both, and we have quite a few, the most ever, that are on track to earn that this year. So write those things down. They shouldn't be things that you don't know about. For the first 5 years, listen, all these trainings are about don't do what Jilleysue does and some things. I told myself, I don't really care about that. I'm not going to try to hit it. It doesn't really matter to me. It did deep down, but I was protecting myself from failure. Like I would get super close, like 25,000, 27,000, but why wouldn't I push myself? Well, because I didn't know a good foundation for follow-up and building a customer base and a VIP group. And now we have all this training so that you guys don't have to have that mentality. I want you to think 500 is what I need to learn to maintain. And then I'm going to catapult it and I'm going to watch these trainings and they're going to show me how. So you totally can do all that. And I just want to do a little shout out for some of these people that are rocking this month, like crazy amazing. Let's see. And then we'll have Dawn speak to you guys. Why every time do I want to talk to you guys? Like, okay, here we go. PRV, only 2 weeks into the month. Check this out, you guys. Let's start with, we'll start with the 1500s. Roxanne Parrish at 1597. So she's only what, 400 away from her hitting 2000 with that 5% bonus. Amanda McMahon, 1641. Brittany Cease at 1742. This is a lot of people that's going to hit monthly sales. Kelly Hamby at 1823. Ida Stillman at 1880. Caitlin Webb at 1899. Jill McCarthy at 1948. Caitlin Kitchen, it's on Dawn Kitchen at 1998. Heather Cronin at 2103 already. Only the 15th of the month. Crazy. Gina Posada at 2169. Dawn Edmondson at 2300. Kendra Batts at 2309. These top 4 were on my list of annual mentor. So take note if you want to pick brains of people in our teams, you guys. Dawn's halfway to annual mentor. Kendra Batts is at 2309. She's halfway. Gina Bridgers, 2813. She's halfway. And Christy Crowder is at 5209 on the 15th of the month. Like, amazing. Seriously amazing. You guys, this is a great time. People want their houses to smell good. Join in. I can't say enough. Like, even the little things we like to see, it motivates us to teach you and hang out with you and cheer you on. Click like on the Facebook page, share your ideas, please, please, please. Like, when I get engagement, it just motivates me to find more, to ask guest speakers, to get you guys in more training, to get you guys to see that you are all capable of this. We want to be there for you. And so when you click like, or you share a comment, or you let us know what you're thinking, or you share your own ideas, we as leaders get more motivated. And if you're an up and coming leader, it should motivate you too, because engagement is power, and hanging out with each other, we all can learn from each other. There's all things that we can learn. So look at these people that I would named off, halfway to annual mentor already, 5,200 in PRV. And I can't see my whole screen because I'm looking at you guys. Ida Stillman with 2 new recruits. Roxanne Parrish with a new recruit. Ashley Bupp with a new recruit. Ashley Parker, this is on my first page. Desiree Herrera. Stephanie Allen Verts with a new recruit. Sherry Wilhite with a new recruit. Melissa Lancaster. All of these people that are recruiting, pick their brains, ask questions, private message, make friends. Asking questions is how you're going to learn. You can't sit back in your box and do all the training and just hope that all of these answers and growing is going to fall in your lap. You've got to ask, change it up, get uncomfortable, and things will happen for you guys, I promise. And being here, like, we make note, we see you guys here. This is how you get motivated. If you're in a funk, which will happen, it happens. Sometimes you're just like, I just don't feel like doing this. Just turn on one of these trainings, keep your camera off, and just listen. Because someone that's positive and not in that funk right now will lift you up and get you to the place where, okay, I'm ready to do this again. It happens to all of us, I promise you. So I'm going to turn the time over to Dawn so you guys can hear from her a little bit. And I'll come back after she finishes. So I love you guys. Happy Tuesday. And Dawn, take it away.
All right. Can y'all hear me? All right. Awesome. Awesome. So, wow. That was like a whole, just like what I needed. That was what even us as leaders get in the funk. Like, we are not perfect. We don't have all of our ish together all the time. We fall, we stumble, we self-doubt. We do all the things you guys do too, because we are human. We make mistakes just like you guys do. But everything Jill said, I have a ton of notes here that I had kind of gone and written down, because Jill asked me to share like maybe 5 top tips in my business that I have used for me to get to where I am. And so as I was kind of thinking about some things I could talk about, I'm kind of taking this in a different direction. I don't want to take this in step 1, step 2, step 3, the basics of what I did in my business or what you should do, income producing activities, all that kind of stuff. We learn that in trainings. We have that posted on the team page. I want to dig more deeper in a mindset of a business owner and things that can get in your way that maybe you don't necessarily think of on a daily basis as being a part of a business. I know you're probably like, what is she talking about right now? But one of my biggest things in my business that I am very, very gung-ho about is customer service. This is one thing that has been the core of my business. My customers come before my team members. My customers come before anything in my business. My business, my customers are my number one. And when you have a team of people underneath you, of course they're important. Of course they come, but I put my customers number one, because if I don't have customers, I don't have a business. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business. So we have to take care of ours before we can even help thinking about taking care and helping someone else. So if you don't have a good customer base and you don't have a steady customer service, steady customers that are ordering over and over again, then you really need to take a step back and say, how can I possibly be, how are my team members following me? How can I be leading someone else if I'm not even taking care of my own business? So customer service is the most important thing in my business. Take care of them. And you're not going to get your 500 in sales every single month if you are not putting in the work for your customers, if you're not following up with your customers, if you are not steadily posting in your VIP group, steady following up. Following up is a huge, huge thing. Interact with somebody every single day. If you don't have a good customer base right now everybody is at home, quarantined. Most people can't get out. Most people can't go to work, so they're at home. Social media is the number one way where everybody is going. Businesses are using Zoom for all of their meetings. I know my coding job that I was laid off from, I still have a Zoom meeting once every couple of weeks with my boss. So Zoom is like a huge, huge thing right now. Social media, everybody's on it. Instead of being bored and just scrolling through social media and just scrolling through and looking at posts, and then you get in this concept of, well, look at her stories. She's posting what she's doing with her business today. I can't do that. My office isn't clean. I don't have the product she has. I'm not even, my makeup's not done. And you're comparing yourself and you're not doing because you're watching the stories, you're watching what other people's putting on social media. And what they don't see, what you guys see right now, you see a clean office. But let me move my chair. You see a hot mess behind me, right? This is life. That is what they're doing too, And I mean, seriously, like, we have to get off the comparison train. Use social media instead of using it to damage you and using it to crush your mindset. Use it to build relationships with people. Get on there, and maybe your customers that you haven't talked with in a while, maybe someone that hasn't ordered from you in a while, maybe whoever, join groups. If you have dogs, and join a dog group. If you love crafting, join a craft group. Build relationships. Use this time that we're stuck in our house instead of damaging yourself in your mind, because let me tell you, I'm homeschooling kids on top of doing this, on top of my husband having a business. I mean, it's crazy in my house as well. And I have enough that can drive me insane rather than letting comparison and me trying to look at what everybody else is doing. I've got to concentrate on my own, and I need to build relationships and use this time to build myself up rather than let it tear myself down, because it's so easy. It's so easy for us to tear ourselves down, just as women in general. So let's use this time to build ourselves up. It's a mental game. It really is. And being trapped in your house in quarantine with kids is enough to get to your mind anyway, so let's use this and let's help build each other up and build others up. And in return, it's going to come back tenfold to you. You're going to build those relationships that you needed, and not necessarily that you're out there reaching out and being like spammy Tammy, trying to message everyone and getting sales, because it's not about sales. This is not a business for sales. This is a business for we're building relationships. You're building relationships one by one with people. So message 5, 6 people a day that maybe you haven't talked to in a while, instead of sitting there and wasting your time scrolling. Build those relationships. That's so important. And back to the customer service thing, the customers you do have, cherish them, because there are thousands of consultants. And just right here, Gina Bridgers, she is in my community. She lives maybe 6 miles down the road from me, and she's a director. We know the same people, okay? We went to the same elementary, same middle, same high school. We live in the same neighborhoods. We know the same people. But this girl has $4,000 to $6,000 in sales every single month and just promoted to director, okay? She has more sales than I have every single month. So that just tells you, just because you have someone down the street doesn't mean you can't be successful. And I used to hear that all the time from people that my customers and stuff, that didn't want to join my team because, Dawn, because I live in a small little community, small little town. Dawn, you're already so successful. I can't do that. You don't understand. You can. And Gina is a prime example. 6 miles down the road, just promoted to director. Has thousands in sales every single month. And how does she do it? She's got 2 small kids. She works as a full-time, forgive me if I'm not correct, I know she does something in radiology. I don't know exactly what it is, but she does something in imaging and radiology at the hospital with patients. So she's really busy herself, but she finds the time to work her business, just like we all do. We have to find the time, and she builds those relationships. So Gina, I hope you don't mind that I used you as an example tonight, but I know you're on here and you're a great example, because I know people are seeing you on the team page. She's showing up. She's starting to build herself. Before this, she hasn't never done any direct sales before, but she's taken the time to grow as a leader, grow as a person. And that's what we have to do. Let's see. I'm on fire tonight. Like, Jill got me pumped because I'm on fire. But my second thing I had written down, that success is a mindset. I pretty much already kind of talked about that, but it really does. It starts with believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then it's not going to happen. We all get down, we all get in a pity party, but the biggest thing is getting yourself out of that slump. Getting yourself, because we all get down. I was in a good slump, and y'all probably saw where I wasn't posting as much on Facebook on our team group for probably a good 2 or 3 weeks there. We went to the beach, we kind of got away. I had a lot going on. There's people that try to mess with my head too. There's things that I let get to me that I shouldn't let get to me. We're human, we're women, it happens. But the biggest thing is, and it feels so good, when you can climb back up. You may go through with some life hits, and there's some things that you just can't control in life. There's some things that are going to happen. Your feelings are going to get hurt. There's going to be something tragic or something off the wall that's going to happen you weren't expecting. And that's okay. Life is like that. It's there to teach you lessons, but come out of it learning a lesson from it and being a bigger person and a better person, or making a change. Maybe it was you, maybe it was your fault, but be big enough to admit if you're wrong, say I'm sorry, and move on. Make a change. Make your business as personable as you can. That's another thing that I had on there. And when I say make it as personable, not only personable to where you are maybe making a brand for yourself, that's important too, but personable on a level where you're making it as personable as you can for your customers, making it as personable as you can for your team members, adding your own special touch and your own special spin to your business to make it uniquely your own, letting your customers know that you care. That connectivity with your customers, I promise you, that is going to be something, if you are not good at, or if you, maybe you're not good at, but maybe it's something you put on the back burner where you have not followed up with your customers consistently. It's okay. I'm horrible about doing that sometimes too. I get so busy, I forget how easy it is to pick up my phone, and there's the Amy app. I get behind. I have been a month behind before, and I've had like hundreds of to-dos on my list. It happens, but pick up where you left off. Make it personable. Reach out to these people. Get to know your customers. When we're going back to the VIP groups, like Jill was saying earlier, don't just add anybody and everybody you can think of in your VIP groups. What I do now And I kind of learned the hard way, because I was that person that was like, here's my VIP group link. If you want in, come in. And just, it started building, and it started building. Before I know it, I had over 500 people sitting in my VIP group. But guess what? Not even a fraction was really ordering repeatedly from me. So I had to think, okay, well, I'm not, number one, I didn't know half of the people that were in there, because friends were adding friends, because I would do things like, add friends and doing little giveaways and stuff like that for people to just to get in my VIP group. Well, that was a waste, because I didn't know half the people were in there. They weren't ordering from me, and I wasn't building relationships with them. So your VIP groups, think of it as a closed group, a closed space where you're adding only people that buy from you, people that order from parties that you close out. I always, as soon as I have a party, I'm always adding everybody that ordered. I'm asking them, can I add them to my VIP group? And so I add all my customers, and I don't know some of these people that I'm adding because they just ordered one time. But my VIP group is where I concentrate on not just posting a story, not just posting a flyer, but really building those relationships with these people in my VIP group, getting to know them, friending them on Facebook, and then making sure that these new people I'm adding, I'm kind of going to their Facebook pages when I have time, which during the day, like I said, I'm homeschooling now. So my first 4 hours of every day, I'm committing to my children to get their schoolwork done. Then after that, and I kind of work in between as I can, but then after that, then I am trying to do my Scentsy stuff. So during the day, I may not have time to get on Facebook and really interact with my customers, but at nighttime, and you have to do what adjusts to your schedule, but my time is after the kids are in bed at night, and after I shower, then I get in bed, because half the time Wayne, like as soon as his head hits the pillow, he's asleep anyway. So he's asleep, the kid's asleep, and it's me time, quiet time. I'm laying in bed, I'm on Facebook, but instead of me scrolling, or I used to be horrible at getting on Zulily when I laid in bed and trying to shop on Zulily or Wayfair or whatever till I got sleepy. I said, Dawn, you need to really utilize, because this is time I have to myself that I don't have to myself during the day. So I'm starting to utilize that time. That's when I'm working my business. And, sometimes it's very late. And my VIPs, I'm like, if I message you at 11 o'clock at night, if it pisses you off, just let me know and I won't message you again. But this is the time that I really try to focus in on and going through Facebook and liking their posts and commenting on their post. And then if I see something and I message someone, but anyway, that's like my time that I take to really interact with my customers, because I have the time at night to do that. So find time. It's not that we all work in the same 24 hours. And this is something that Jill has told me over and over and over again, maybe not in these exact words, but in a roundabout way. It's not, you really put first, you do what you make a priority. If you don't do it, it's not that important to you. If it's important to you, you'll find the time to do it. And you have to say to yourself, okay, well, am I happy with where my business is right now? Is my business, are my paychecks the way they want to be? Is my team at the number I want it to be? Are my sales where they want it to be? If not, it's okay. Because you know what? I don't think I will ever be at a point where I can say, I have the perfect amount of team members. My paycheck is the perfect amount. I want to stop right here. I don't think I'll ever get to that point. I think I am the type of person that when I hit a goal, I want to make a goal a step bigger and a step bigger and a step bigger, because the way I was raised, you work for what you have, and what you put in is what you get out. And I want my team to see the same thing. I want them to know that, no, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. You're going to go up and you're going to go down, but don't stop. Don't give up. Keep pushing and setting goals for yourself. And I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but I don't have like a way where I can just say everything I want to say and just limit it to certain things, because it's so much I want to get in. But setting goals is super important for your business. You need to set goals monthly. If you are not setting goals, then you're truly, truly missing out, because if you don't have something to work towards, you're just going to fall anywhere. So set a goal. Like Jill said, if you're a leader and your minimum is 500, set that goal for 1,000 or for 700, because if you push really, really hard to get to that 1,000 mark or that 700 mark and you fall short, you're going to hit in that 500 mark anyway. If you just aim for 500 every single month, well, what if you only have, and the easy way that I do it is, and I know I'm kind of jumping again, but the easy way that I do it is I want to have $2,000 in sales a month. And I've said it before, so I'm repeating myself, but if you want 2,000 in sales every single month, what is your average party? Mine is about $300, give or take a couple of hundred. Some blow it out the roof and have amazing parties, but $300. So I say, well, I need how many parties a month to give me that 2,000, and I always want to add around two parties more. So I try to have at least 6 parties out every single month, tote parties, or either 6 Facebook parties going every single month. So that way I know I can hit my 2,000. And over the years of me having the repeated customer service and adding the people in my VIP group, and I do take out people, like if they don't order from me, within usually about a 3 to 4 month period after me following up and sending things to them and they still haven't ordered, then after about the 6 months, they're out. I take them out of the VIP group because they're just a number in there. They're not ordering. Of course, if they order again, and Cincy sends the emails out with when there's a sale going and they get the emails. If they email again, of course, then I'll add them back. But I lost my train of thought. The VIP group. So adding them back in if they order again, but making things so personable. And I honestly don't even know what I was saying. What was I saying? Somebody tell me. What was the whole point of me saying that? I've talked about so much, I don't even know what I was saying. So you don't have to be perfect to be powerful, y'all. Seriously. This is real life. This is like, and it's getting late, so my train of thought's like all over the place. Anyway, y'all kind of get the point. I don't even know what I was saying. Okay. I don't know if anybody knows what I was saying. Let me go to the chat. I don't even have that open. Y'all know what I was saying? I know about the VIP group. Oh gosh, and I am not even drinking wine. I swear this is sweet tea in my cup tonight. It's not even wine. So I don't even know what I was saying. But anyway, make your business personal. There you go. Just come back to me. Make your business personable. So, keep that VIP group as personable as you can. Be personal with your customers. Customer service is huge. Mindset is huge. But I really, really love how our group has just come together as one big group. It can be so powerful. I love that we have that one-stop shop. And Jill and I have kind of talked, and we want to make this group as beneficial as it possibly can for everybody. And just because you don't have a title of a lead consultant or a star consultant or a superstar consultant, and maybe you only have a team of 2 people right now, or maybe it's only you right now, you have something special to share with the world. There's a reason why you are here. And every single person in this group has an own unique talent. So just because you may not be a director, just because you may not have a large team, you have something to share. You have something special. You have, whether it's, patience or an understanding heart, or you're very motivational, or whatever it may be, you have something special to share. So don't ever feel like just because you don't have a team or you don't have a title doesn't mean you don't have anything to share with us. So I want to encourage all of you. Showing up tonight is a huge first step. It's a huge step for showing up for your business, because you have to show up, but showing up is only the first thing. You have to follow through. Whatever you learn, whatever pumps you up, whatever tips and advice you get, you have to incorporate that in your business and go out and make a change with it. You have to start somewhere. So I want to encourage all of y'all, if you don't take anything else away from tonight, know that you have something special to share with the world and with us. And so share a tip, share something with us on our team page. Start sharing little things. How are you working your business today? Like, that's simple. That's a simple little thing to kind of think, how are you working your business today? Are you labeling things? So take a picture of you labeling things and the things you're labeling and share, because it may inspire somebody else, remind somebody else that, yeah, I have stuff I need to label too. I got a little gnat or something flying in my face. That's why y'all see me swatting. But it may remind somebody else that I need to label my bars today. I have things I need to label. So even the littlest things that you may think is inadequate, it's not, because it's going to help somebody, and you are going to inspire somebody. I promise you. There's so many people that are in our group that are not even in my downline that inspire me. And so I promise you, you are not too inadequate to share anything, and you make a difference in all of our lives and in our group, whether you think you do or not. You do. So I think that's about it. I've said a mouthful, and I may not have made a lick of sense to any of y'all, but
yes, you did.
I'm going to pass it back over to Jill. And yeah, so I hope y'all do get something from this tonight, because I'm telling you, I'm on fire, and I haven't felt this fire in a few weeks.
Yay!
So I'm feeling good.
That's awesome. Does anyone else have something they want to share on these topics of diving in and feeling like you have value, or any leaders that want to say anything?
I do. I always want to say something.
Good.
I always want to say something. So, what Dawn is 100% right. And one of the things that I know held me back in the beginning, which is shocking, I know probably, but it was that I was scared that somebody was going to judge me for what I was saying. Like, my idea wasn't going to be good enough. And I'm just going to tell you, I've been in a lot of groups with a lot of different consultants, and I've seen a lot of different things. And this family is not that judgy family. It's not that cousin, that nobody wants to sit next to at Thanksgiving. This is the family where if you do something that's like really out there, we're going to love you and we're going to help you get it right, instead of like judging you for how you're doing it. So I think if like 100%, if you have something to share, you definitely need to share it. And if you're new, share it too, because a lot of us have been in this a bit. And so, I mean, I definitely haven't been in it as bit as those two, but, they've been in it a bit, and we forget what it's like to be a brand new consultant, and be so excited. I was on a coaching call today, and that's what she said. She said, I just lost my excitement. I just don't have that excitement I had when I first started. When I first started, I was rocking and rolling. I'm like, yeah, you were. So what happened then? What do you need to change to get that back? So don't feel like you're too new, or that whatever you're going to say isn't important, because I guarantee you somebody needs to hear whatever it is you have to share.
That's so awesome and so true. I was talking to Callie today, and I told her an idea to put on her highlights on Instagram. She's like, yeah, I wouldn't even thought of that, because I've done it since I was a little kid. I go, that's the point. You get in your bubble and you don't think what you have is valuable, but me way down here in Florida and you in Utah, I never did that stuff. So I have no clue what that's about, but I find it fascinating. Like, I want to know more about it. So remember, you could think of things differently. You could look at things totally differently. I remember when some new consultants jumped in and they stopped calling the basket parties, and that's where Tote Party was born, because the millennials came up and said, why are we carrying this big basket to everybody? Why don't we condense it down into a tote party? Well, all of us veteran consultants are like, that's freaking genius. Like, so you could just see things a different way. So I don't care if it's a postcard. Stephanie's right. I don't care if it's a note you wrote. People love verbiage. People love rapping. People love however you're doing it, however it looks in your world. Share it with us. And I know for me, when you guys interact, when you're here, I make mental note who's here. I make mental note whose names I keep seeing popping up, even if you might not be at the top of the report yet every single month. I make note of who's engaging on the Facebook page, because those are the people, whether you're my front line or you're on my team, you're still in my group, you're still in my family, and I want to cheer you on. We all do. Make friends, reach out. I said it, that's how I kind of started the call. You may have signed up under someone, but I'm telling you right now, you will find a best friend in the Sensi family. I promise you that. And you're thinking, no way. Yes, you will. Some of my very best friends that I wouldn't have gotten through the worst of times or people that I guaranteed to room with when I go away, or like we visit each other's houses, or we've gone on vacation with each other's kids. Like, Dawn's kids, I'm in, and Jilleysue, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you never even realize. And it's so funny, you guys, I want to put a post of me like laughing, because it makes me laugh when people judge us, MLMs, direct sales, and say, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. It's this. This is why I tell you, get your new people in the community, because the community is so much more stronger than the money or how it's laid out. I mean, our compensation plan goes like this. It's not like a pyramid. You actually have to do the work and recruit wide. So it's not formed like a pyramid at all. And a pyramid's completely different than what we do. And we wouldn't be in business for 16 years if it was a pyramid, and every company is built like a pyramid. Like, it is what it is, but it's so much more about the friendship, the community. This is why Jen and I always say, like, cheerleaders, nurses, teachers are some of the best direct sales, because we love that community aspect. We love the competition and the family aspect, or sorority sisters. Sorority sisters love that family unity. And that's really what this is. So if you can get your newbies plugged in so that we can shout them out and say hi. And if this is your first call, like, type a 1 in the chat, because we want to say kudos to you, because it's scary to start something new. It's scary to do this whole thing that people may judge or think is weird, but you can just do a little giggle face, because a year from now, 2 years now, when you've made a ton of friends and you're putting some moolah in the bank and you love what you do and you're jumping out of bed, like, you can laugh. Because I used to say, people used to say to me, oh, are you making money from that little wax thing? Yes. Yes, I am. I'll be in the Mediterranean while you're working. See you later. You know what I mean? So it's funny. Like, it doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter if you're happy. And when Stephanie talks about, like, I used to just jump out of bed, or I used to was super excited, that's normal. You're going to get in these little waves where comparison hits and you're like, I'm not promoting fast enough, or I'm not getting enough customers. Or what I say to that when you get in those funks is, it's not even just us. Get a podcast in your ears, get a book in front of your face, get someone that's not in the funk. Cause I'll tell you, there are weeks when I'm in the funk where I hop on here, and getting on here and firing you guys up gets me excited. And I know that. So I make a mental note, like, Jill, you feel better when you talk to all of them. So get on here or listen to a podcast. If you wallow and lay in bed and do nothing and don't get active, that's when you stay in the funk, and that's when you feel worse. I say inactivity is more like a depressant. Moving forward will pull you out of it. I promise you. And I tell you this coming from someone who's it's happened to. I've had some of the worst adversity during my Scentsy career, back to back to back. I've had multiple deaths in 1 year. I've lost my dog, lost my partner, lost my grandmother. Sounds like a bad country song, but seriously, some of the worst times. And Scentsy's and the people are what pulled me back out of it. So trust us on that and learn from it, and be here every week, or listen to the recording. Tell us things you pulled away. Let us know, hey, Jill, Dawn, Stephanie, someone, I'd like to, if you could talk about this week. Look, we value that. We do this every single week. So you guys telling us what you need is what drives us to find the answers. We may not know them, but we'll find you someone that can teach you or share with you or motivate you guys. I promise. That's our solid promise to you. We are your biggest cheerleaders. And I say it from my heart. This just isn't about, like, hey, if I get them active, I make money. I truly love to see female entrepreneurs successful. I'd love for you guys to find your course and get that fire where you're like, I didn't even know where I belonged until Scentsy. That's how I felt. I truly didn't know where I belonged. I knew I had all this knowledge and training and stuff that I could use, but Scentsy was my happy place. So, and when you get to that point, you're like, I'm right where I should be. It may take some curves. It may take some falls. It may take you just having to figure it out, but that's the joy of the process. So if you have to watch us back, remember, your sponsor's a bonus, because guaranteed you press that join button probably a little too fast, no matter what. If you're one complaining, you probably press the join button a little too fast. Accept that, move on, and reach out to us to find your resources for you, because they don't determine your success. There's plenty of us that are willing to help you, whether you're my front line, my 8th line, my 20th line. It doesn't matter to me. I want to see you all succeed. So I hope this motivated you guys tonight. We're going to get someone speaking aside from me every single week, so you can get some more perspective and some more ideas and just hear from new people every week. Join us for Thursday, which will be more on social media and sharing and how you can share stuff. That's at 8:00 with all of the superstar directors. We want to get that call up to 200, you guys. We have huge teams, and so we should be able to, but you got to show up to go up. So tag your teams, let them know we love you. It's going to be a great season. And if you guys have any questions, I'll post a recording after this. Reach out to one of us, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Thank you, Dawn, tonight. We'll have another speaker next week. And I love you guys. I'll see you in the group. Night, everyone.